When we talk about high-speed rail in Europe, the Czech Republic isn't always the first country that comes to mind. But the idea of building high-speed lines here has actually been around for decades, dating back to the 1970s, when Czechoslovakia first began exploring the concept. At the time, the goal wasn't cutting-edge technology or record-breaking speeds. It was about relieving pressure on a national rail network already struggling with heavy freight traffic. In the 1980s, early studies proposed connecting key cities and building links with neighboring countries. But political and economic changes in the 1990s eventually put those plans on hold. Of course, on our Railways Explained channel we also have a comprehensive video about the Czech railway system. Unfortunately, the script for that video didn't make it into our book, but it could definitely be part of a future expanded edition, especially if you, our viewers, ask for it. If you're interested in the Railways Explained book, the link is in the video description. The concept of Czech HSR proposal resurfaced in the mid-1990s as high-speed rail took off across Western Europe and EU integration became a key priority. A comprehensive study was launched in 1995 to map out future corridors, followed by updates in the early 2000s. However, it soon became clear that simply copying models from France or Germany wouldn't work. The Czech Republic is a relatively small country with a unique geography and population distribution. Applying models from countries like France, which had been developing high-speed rail since the 1960s, didn't always make sense in the Czech context. The terrain, urban layout, and economic structure were simply too different. So, a new approach was needed, not just to build new railway lines, but to rethink what high-speed rail should mean for the Czech Republic. This shift in mindset also brought a change in terminology. Instead of using the term high-speed lines, which focused only on infrastructure, Czech planners began using a new phrase, fast connections or Rychlá spojení in Czech. Why the change? Because the vision had expanded. It was no longer just about laying new tracks. It was about creating a fast, reliable and modern rail network that connects cities both domestically and internationally and uses both new and existing infrastructure to do so. Under this new concept, the Czech Republic's fast connection network will not only feature dedicated high-speed lines, known locally as vysokorychlostní tratě, operating at speeds of up to 320 km per hour, but also modernized conventional tracks designed for speeds up to 200 km per hour. The operational speed range across the network will vary between 200 and 320 km per hour, meaning that even the slowest trains using these high-speed lines must maintain a minimum speed of 200 km per hour. Classic design trains with axle loads of 22.5 tons will have their maximum speed limited to 230 km per hour, while lighter high-speed units with axle loads below 17 tons can safely operate at the full 320 km per hour. This opened the door for fast domestic intercity trains and even regional express services to share parts of the high-speed corridors. That means better service not just between Prague and Brno or Ostrava, but for passengers in smaller cities and towns as well. These trains wouldn't necessarily travel at maximum speed for their entire journey, but by using segments of the high-speed lines, they could still cut travel times significantly. To power these trains, the Czech high-speed lines will use a standard AC electrification system of 25 kV at 50 Hz. For safe and reliable operation, the network will rely on the Advanced European Train Control System Level 2. Communication between these onboard and trackside systems will be handled by the future Railway Mobile Communication System, leveraging state-of-the-art 5G technology. So, how will this future network look like in practice? Several high-speed corridors are currently in various stages of planning and preparation across the Czech Republic, forming a comprehensive network of modern rail connections. Among the most advanced is RS1, connecting Prague, Brno and Ostrava, three of the country's most significant urban centers. Another key corridor, RS2, will run southward from Brno to Břeclav, creating an essential link near the Austrian and Slovak borders. Additionally, the planned RS3 corridor aims to connect Prague with Domažlice, continuing towards Munich in Germany, significantly enhancing westward connectivity. Meanwhile, RS4 is set to connect Prague via Ústí nad Labem directly to Dresden, strengthening links with Germany and Western Europe. Finally, the RS5 route will link Prague to important regional hubs, Hradec Králové and Pardubice, and ultimately connect northwards to Wrocław in Poland. The entire Czech high-speed network is planned to span about 767 kilometers, with 484 kilometers already actively in the design phase. These advanced planning stages currently involve all major routes, with the exception of RS3, which is progressing at a slightly different pace, and details are not covered by this video, considering that we did not find the official information on Czech Railways website. Let's take a closer look at these key routes across the Czech Republic. The section between Prague, Brno, Břeclav and Ostrava, after the construction of a high-speed line, will become the busiest rail corridor in the Czech Republic, linking its largest cities and key regional centers. According to current traffic forecasts, as many as 60,000 passengers per day will use the route between Prague and Brno alone, covering that distance in only about 1 hour, dramatically faster than today's travel times. Similarly, passengers traveling between Prague and Ostrava will experience significantly reduced journey times, down to just 1 hour and 36 minutes. Also, thanks to carefully planned links between the new high-speed tracks and existing conventional railways, towns such as Havlíčkův Brod, Žďár nad Sázavou and Hranice will also benefit greatly from shorter travel times and more frequent services. Technically, RS1 is designed as an entirely new alignment, reserved exclusively for passenger traffic, with a maximum operational speed of 320 km per hour and a design speed of 350 km per hour, but certain sections, particularly upgraded conventional lines, will operate at a more moderate maximum speed of 200 km per hour. Given the scale and complexity, it is divided into several distinct subsections, each with its own unique challenges and features. So let's take a closer look at these sections and how each fit into the wider network. Starting in Prague, the VRT Praha section connects Praha Vršovice and Praha Bečovice over approximately 20 kilometers. Due to its location in a dense urban environment, the operational and design speed here will reach up to 270 km per hour. This section notably includes a crucial fourth track between Bečovice and Líben, designed to relieve congestion in Prague's busy rail node. It also integrates freight operations through the new Jahodnica branch line and provides maintenance facilities at Strašnice depot. From Praha Bečovice, trains transition onto VRT Polaby in the Elbe flatlands, spanning approximately 36 kilometers to Poříčany. This four-track segment is uniquely critical as it serves both RS1 toward Brno and Ostrava and another future high-speed route toward Hradec Králové and Pardubice. A new station, Praha Východ VRT, will further boost commuter and international connectivity. Continuing southeast, VRT Střední Čechy in central Bohemia covers roughly 65 kilometers from Poříčany to Světlá nad Sázavou. From Světlá nad Sázavou, the route splits into two segments. VRT Vysočina 2, which spans 111 kilometers to Velká Bíteš, including a crucial exit to Jihlava, and VRT Vysočina 1, a final 41-kilometer stretch from Velká Bíteš directly into Brno. Both these sections will dramatically improve connectivity in the Vysočina region. Jihlava, for instance, will be within just 50 minutes of Prague and only 40 minutes from Brno. Moving east of Brno, let's now explore an important railway corridor undergoing major upgrades, the line connecting Brno and Přerov. Unlike previously discussed high-speed segments, which involve entirely new construction, this project modernizes an existing conventional railway. Currently a single-track route, the Brno-Přerov corridor is being transformed into a modern double-track line, allowing trains to operate at speeds of up to 200 km per hour. The comprehensive upgrade spans about 77 km and is divided into 5 distinct stages. Construction officially began in May 2025 with the Nizhny-Kojetin segment, the fourth stage in this series. Each of these 5 segments includes building new tunnels, establishing new stations and stops, and reconstructing existing facilities, creating essential infrastructure to support future rail operations between Brno and Ostrava. Once completed, the upgraded line will seamlessly connect to another key high-speed segment known as VRT Moravska Brana. This new 91-kilometer section will run from Brodek u Přerova to Ostrava Svinov, adhering to a much higher speed standard, operating at up to 320 km per hour. As a result, the travel time between Olomouc and Ostrava will drop dramatically to just around 30 minutes. Running parallel to the upgraded Brno-Přerov line, the new high-speed segment VRT Hana is planned, covering 79 km from Brno to the Rokitnis branch line. Its main purpose is to secure long-term capacity, accommodating increasing numbers of trains near Brno, and significantly reducing travel times along the vital Prague-Ostrava corridor. Additionally, it will cut journey times between Brno and Olomouc down to approximately 30 minutes. The completion of VRT Moravska Brana will substantially increase rail capacity, greatly enhancing connectivity across major Czech and international cities such as Ostrava, Brno, Vienna, and Prague. Although dedicated primarily to passenger traffic, this high-speed line will indirectly benefit freight operations by freeing up capacity on existing conventional lines. Notably, the Czech government has approved delivering this segment via a public-private partnership model, ensuring efficient planning, construction, and future operations. Finally, heading southward from Brno on the RS2 route toward Břeclav, we encounter the VRT Jižní Morava segment, spanning 44 km from Brno to the Ragwic branch line. Designed for operational speeds of 320 km per hour, this segment dramatically reduces travel time between Brno and the surrounding regions, improving connectivity and convenience. An important environmental highlight here is the careful construction through the Vranovic forest, a protected Natura 2000 site, where a 1.35 km elevated track will minimize ecological impact. South of Ragwic, the existing line will also undergo modernization to accommodate speeds of up to 200 km per hour, creating an integrated and efficient rail solution for southern Moravia. Next, let's explore another key route in the Czech high-speed rail proposal, the corridor from Prague through Ústí nad Labem towards Dresden, designated as RS4. The high-speed line from Prague to Dresden will significantly enhance connections between the Czech Republic and Western Europe, dramatically cutting travel times to Germany and vastly improving transport accessibility for North Bohemia. Eventually, a proposed branch line extending toward Luni and Most will boost connectivity further, directly benefiting not just Ústí nad Labem, but also the Karlovy Vary region. A separate feasibility study for this important branch line is currently under preparation. RS4 consists of several distinct subsections, each with unique technical characteristics. First, the section known as VRT Podjibsko will be a newly constructed double-track electrified line fully secured with the European train control system. Covering about 52.6 kilometers on the section Praha-Balabenka-Lovosice exit, this stretch is designed for a maximum operational speed of 320 km per hour. Following Podjibsko, trains will pass through 2 significant tunnel sections. The first, the Středohorsky tunnel, is set to run underneath the scenic central Bohemian uplands. Its length is planned between 17.4 and 18.6 km depending on final route assessments, with operational speed of up to 270 km per hour. The launch of the VRT Středochorský Tunnel and VRT Podřípsko sections will reduce travel times for express trains between Prague and Ústí nad Labem from the current 70 minutes to under half an hour. The next major tunneling project is the Krušnohorský Tunnel section, spanning approximately 22 kilometers, of which about 12 kilometers will be a tunnel. This challenging engineering project will be pivotal in ensuring fast, smooth connections toward the German border. Additionally, the corridor includes a planned branch called VRT Půří. Though exact lengths and speeds are still under study, this branch will potentially handle both passenger and freight services. It begins at Ujiji in central Bohemia, crosses the Vltava River, and turns east toward the town of Most. This branch line will also link existing conventional railway lines, enhancing the regional network. Furthermore, a dedicated connection to Launi is proposed, with the entire VRT Půří terminating at Most station, greatly improving rail access throughout the area. Another crucial corridor in the Czech high-speed rail network is RS5, connecting Prague with Hradec Králové, Pardubice, and onward to Wrocław in Poland. This line will dramatically improve travel within East Bohemia, reducing the journey between Prague and both Pardubice and Hradec Králové to just about 30 minutes. Together, these two regional cities are home to over 200,000 people, and this rapid connection to Prague promises significant economic and social benefits for residents. Moreover, RS5 will create an attractive international link. Traveling from Prague to Wrocław will take only around 90 minutes, while the Polish capital Warsaw will be reachable in less than 4 hours. Also, a dedicated branch line toward Pardubice will shift long-distance services away from the congested existing corridor, improving transport efficiency and freeing capacity through Kolín and Velký Osek for freight trains. The RS5 corridor is divided into multiple key subsections. Following the previously discussed improvements around Prague and the VRT Pola B segment, Praha-Běčovice to Poříčany, the next segment is VRT Východní Čechy, running about 71 kilometers from Poříčany to Hradec Králové. This completely new double-track electrified line will operate at 320 km per hour. Near Hradec Králové, it connects at Dobřenice to the existing Velký Osek-Choceň line, while the Pardubice branch connects at Srnojed to the existing rail corridor, seamlessly integrating new high-speed tracks into the current network. Further north, the section called Podkrkonoší will span 39 kilometers from Jaromíř through Trutnov to the Czech-Polish border. Unlike previous segments, this stretch is designed with a maximum speed of 200 km per hour. Having explored the planned Czech high-speed rail corridors, let's now dive deeper into how these new lines will operate and the types of trains passengers can expect, considering that 4 distinct types of trains are planned. Regional express trains will travel at speeds starting from 200 km per hour, connecting smaller cities and regional centers quickly and efficiently. Fast trains serving intermediate long-distance routes will run between 230 and 250 km per hour. The top-tier express trains will consistently travel at the maximum speed of 320 km per hour, while special sprinter services connecting major European cities will reach the network's highest speeds, offering rapid international travel. On the screen you can see integrated operational concept of across the Czech Republic. Despite meticulous planning and ambitious goals, recent developments indicate that Czech passengers will need to wait longer than expected to ride the country's new high-speed trains. According to Czech news outlets Doprava, referencing an official government briefing from August 2024, several planned construction timelines have been pushed back, some by as much as 5 years. For instance, initial plans anticipated starting construction on the crucial RS1 line between Prague and Ostrava as early as 2025. Now, construction start dates are projected between 2028 and 2031, with phased commissioning expected to begin in after 2033. The important connecting segment VRT Hana is now planned for after 2045, considering that Brno-Přerov line will initially provide sufficient capacity. Additionally, the Prague and Central Bohemian sections, along with the essential VRT Vysočina segments linking to Brno, are now scheduled for completion around 2035 or 2036. The RS2 corridor running south from Brno via Břeclav towards Vienna and Bratislava remains on track for completion by 2033. Meanwhile, the northern routes, RS4 towards Germany and RS5 towards Poland, will also be opened gradually over the next 10 to 15 years. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to find official cost estimates for all construction works, but based on the scope, scale and length of the planned corridors, it's reasonable to assume that this will be a massive infrastructure investment, very likely in the range of at least 14 to 16 billion euros. The financing is expected to come from a combination of sources: EU funds, European Investment Bank, European Bank for Reconstruction and Development, and, perhaps most intriguingly, through public-private partnership models. And this opens up a very important question: which private investors will be interested in joining this ambitious project? It's definitely something we'll be watching closely in the years ahead. If you've enjoyed this video and want to see more in-depth coverage of rail projects like this one, don't forget to subscribe to Railways Explained. You can also support our work by donating through PayPal or Patreon, and if you want to dive even deeper into the world of railways, consider purchasing our book, a curated collection of the best stories from our channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.